Yes, now here we go. Welcome back. It's race number 9. We're going to Canada. Let's get all the admin out of the way first. Front wings are in. Got some manufacturing on that after Lance Stroll smashed his up again. But we sent our scouts out to get us a new driver because I'm sick of Lance Stroll. It's time to get Stroll out. I don't care if this was his dad's team. We scouted Gasly. We've scouted Ocon. Now the big thing that stands out for me is Gasly, you know, average growth potential, average aggression. We look at Ocon, he's aggressive. And that's what we want. We want someone who, in this car, is going to be aggressive in the race, take the risks, get past. Ocon comes out as the better driver, 1 year younger as well. Which, you know, I'm looking for a long term. We've got Oscar Piastri will take over from Vettel at some point. So we want Ocon to be here for the long run. 5 seasons, going to offer him at £5 million. A little starting bonus, and if you tell you what, Ocon, if you come 8th or more, you can have £500,000 for it as well. What do you say to that? He says, yes please, thank you very much, where do we sign? And it's going to cost us £7 million, but let me tell you, it'll be worth every penny replacing Lance Stroll. So there you go, Esteban Ocon is the driver for Aston Martin in car number 2. What a great signing that is for us. So our driver out now is Vettel, Ocon and Piastri. Piastri is a long-term replacement for Sebastian Vettel. So let's jump into that car development. We've got 6 and 2 days left on our research and development. Chassis has been completed now for next season, so we've got a good start on next season. What else are we going to plough into this time? So we're going to start the rear wing development for next season. Obviously our low and high speed development statuses. 5 engineers, get them back on. We don't want them slacking with a day off at £805,000, but luckily we've got the money. So let's jump into the Canadian Grand Prix now and see how we get on as we whiz into qualifying.
Formula One is back in Montreal.
So that's right, we're back in Montreal, we're in Canada, first Q1 runs, and what we're showing is Ocon making an impression on the team already. Sitting in P9 after his first run, Vettel sitting in P12, obviously a couple of cars still to do their first laps. We're going to jump out in a second for our last flying lap. At the minute, we're going through. Let's see how that gets on as Vettel comes to the line to finish his race. His quali off, sorry. P14. There's been a crash. In Q1, there's been a crash at the end of qualifying. How does this affect everybody? Where has the crash happened? Oh, there's a Red Bull in the wall there. It's Perez.
Let's see what happened there.
What's happened to Perez?
Watching the Red Bull.
We're in Q1. This is Q1. Oh my word.
That's an off and a big off.
So, yellow flags are out in Sector 1. Does that affect any of the cars behind us? Lance Stroll couldn't go quicker than Vettel, so Vettel's P14. Tsunoda's already finished, Ricciardo's finished, Latifi's finished. Were they affected by the yellow flag there? Which means only 2 drivers can stop Sebastian getting through. Ocon is definitely through into Q2. He stays P12 after that qualifying lap. I wonder if he was affected by the yellow flag. We're through. We're through to Q2 with both cars, P12 and P14. That is great news. Ocon making an instant impression in the car. But unfortunately, that's where it ended for us, and there was no Q1 this time. Vettel put his car into P9. Ocon coming round the final corner, down the straight, DRS open. Switches places with Sebastian in P9 and 10. They will surely... Well, they do get knocked out of Q2. It's not surely. They do get knocked out of Q2, unfortunately. But it's not a bad position to be in. P12 for Ocon, P13 for Vettel. The car is slowly coming towards a team as we've got through to the middle of the season. It's a good first impression from Esteban Ocon. Let's see what he can do in the race, though.
The time has come for these drivers to fight it out wheel to wheel. Race day has arrived.
Aston Martin were on target for qualifying. Now it's up to them to defy expectations for the race itself.
Okay, so there's going to be some rain in the middle of this race. This is going to make strategy quite an interesting one for this race. So with Sebastian, what I want him to do is I want to take them soft tyres out and just get to that point of the rain. We're going to box onto the inters, and then we're going to do a second stop onto the mediums. Same practice there for Esteban. Pretty much the same strategy, just differing them one lap. Let's hope that works for us.
It's sunny and bright as the drivers line up on the grid. This is it. We're moments away now at the Canadian Grand Prix. And it's lights out and away we go.
So here we go then. It's lap 1 of the Canada Grand Prix. It's sunny and bright now, as Crofty said there in the intro, but in around about 30 laps time we're going to see some heavy rain and everybody will be boxing onto the wet tyre. Esteban Ocon makes up a place already, gets past Lando Norris in the McLaren. Vettel drops a place, he's fighting Mick Schumacher on the inside here.
Still a lot to play for.
Sebastian asking anything he can do. It's quite a simple one, Sebastian. Get back past Mick Schumacher. That is what you can do. Put your foot down and go for it. 4-time world champion, you've got the experience to do that. And sure, that's an easy thing for him to do. He's chasing the Haas down. Ocon going nicely in P11, slowly creeping up to the back of Gasly. And Sebastian looks to make a move up the inside, backs out of it. Looks like a bit of a concertina effect around that hairpin. As you see, Ocon's got past Gasly now.
That's it.
So Ocon is past Gasly, up into P10, 1 point for the team.
Looks like Aston Martin have just gained a race position.
Nicely done. Vettel still chasing down Mick Schumacher as we come to the end of the first lap. We're now starting lap number 2. Nothing happening for Vettel. We're joined back on lap 4. Still got overtake mode on the ERS for both drivers, which has worked for Ocon there. He's fighting with Alonso in P9. Vettel just nearly got past Mick Schumacher, but Schumacher takes it back. As we get the warning now, we're going to have to drop that ERS mode. The batteries are depleted. It's not going to help Sebastian's cause there. Trying to get past Mick Schumacher. Lap 6, look at the gaggle of cars here. It's starting to bunch up a little bit for Ocon. He's got himself up to P8 though. Loses a place there to Pierre Gasly. Can he gain that back?
I can't do anything, guys.
It's not really what you want to hear from your driver.
P9.
Although we will take P9 at the minute.
You can stop, lift and coast.
So there we go. We're telling Ocon and Vettel
No saving
start
required.
pushing on. Use the fuel and burn it up. And we've got to eke these soft tyres
Looks like
out
Aston Martin have just gained a race position.
for another 20 laps yet. Around about. Ocon gets past Gasly, up into P8 now. Vettel really needs to push on. Ocon comes into the car for the first time this weekend. What a move that is there from Pierre Gasly. Wow. Pierre Gasly goes up inside. What a great move that is. Sometimes you have to take your cap off and applaud. Not for too long though. Let's hope Esteban gets past him at some point.
Happy to push.
So we tell Esteban, use the fuel, use a bit of extra life in the tyre as he gets past Gasly. Does he make the move stick? He's not past there, he's just behind. There we go, gets up on the inside, and now he can chase Lando Norris, who managed to squeeze through. So now we chase down Lando Norris, who's in P8 in his McLaren.
Aston Martin with a great play there. They've moved up a place.
It was a great move there from Ocon. And we had to spend 7 million to get Ocon out of his contract. As he get past Norris there, he is flying in this Aston Martin. He is absolutely flying. And here we
are
go.
expecting rain pretty soon.
Our engineer's starting to give the rain warning already as we zip through the time onto lap 27 as predicted. With box, we're getting the intermediates on for Ocon. But for Vettel, we're going to put the full wets on. And let's see if this strategy pays off. At the minute, it is full wet weather. But it's anticipated that the rain disappears off the track over time, and hopefully that means the Inters come in for Ocon, who's got himself up into 5th, Vettel up into 6th. They're moving up again because people are still boxing for wet tyres. Ocon's in 3rd. Ocon in 3rd. Note drops down to 5th, 6th. It looks like the Inters were a bad idea. Vettel stays 4th in the wets, and Ocon is just slipping backwards. So here we go. Now we can box onto dry tyres, and we're taking a risk, and we're going in 1 lap early. There's still 2 millimetres of rain on the track when we boxed. So after all the overtakes in the pit lane, after boxing for dry tyres, where do we come out? Vettel's in P9, Ocon in P6. No more pit stops left in the race. Some teams have gone for the soft tyre and hoping to get it out for 22 laps. We was going for an aggressive medium tyre strategy, which will take us right to the last lap. Now Ocon, 2.9 seconds away from Mick Schumacher in 5th. He's got Bottas on his backside. As Bottas made his way through. Sebastian Vettel in P9, so he's still taking points. It's a double points finish as it stays like this for 13 laps. So we move through some of that time up into lap 57. Ocon desperately chasing down Mick Schumacher.
Now have a watch of this. Looks like Ocon.
Ocon with a great move there down the home straight. Shutting the door there.
Gaining a position there. They make it.
And now Vettel's on the move. Vettel moves up into P8.
P5 at the moment.
So we've got a P5 and P8 finish as it stands on lap 58. Ocon chasing down Mick Schumacher. Look how close he is. On lap 64.
DRS is enabled.
We're going to harvest ERS on Ocon. And hopefully in a lap's time we'll be able to deploy it and just zip past him. We've got 3.2 seconds buffer to Bottas.
We just need to charge up.
Copy.
So it's worth taking the risk. We more than likely don't lose P6. We potentially gain
Now have a watch
P5.
of this. Looks like Ocon.
But look at this, Ocon, it worked. 1 lap later we went for it and it worked. We get past Mick Schumacher in the
And
Haas.
there they go. Moving up a
We
So
have
it's
to slow
lap
back.
69. Mick Schumacher's still scrapping with Ocon, but we have P5 as it stands. We come round the corner champions, and what's this? Ocon's in the wall. Ocon is in the wall
that's
on
the
lap
lockup. Let's have a
69.
look. So this was the Aston Martin.
What has happened? He's
Well,
locked
they've
up.
They won't have been happy about
He's
that.
locked up and he's parked himself on the corner.
Team
He was
are
up into
really
P5.
disappointed with that. Let's hope it doesn't set them back too
A
badly.
last lap failure from Esteban Ocon. Where is that putting him? He's still. Vettel's up into P6. So he'll take the points still. 2.3 second buffer to Bottas. He won't
can
catch
use
Mick
energy.
Schumacher. But
Okay.
what has happened to Ocon? He's down in P12. He's
Is the
locked
line
up.
First, he's taken the win.
Oh, it could have been a double points finish and a big points finish for Ocon. Vettel
happy to
crosses
let
the
these
line in
guys call
P6.
Well done, that was a tough day.
Ocon managed
When
to
you
get
stop,
past
it'll be P1,
Alonso,
Wait 5 seconds. and
but he
P0.
finishes P11. No points for Esteban Ocon. What a disappointing last lap. The team applaud, but it could have been
Sebastian
more.
Vettel sure knows how to show Formula One fans a good time.
So here we go then. Here are the race results. Sebastian Vettel does bring home a good haul of 8 points, finishing in P6 and gaining 7 places. But the big disappointment here is Esteban Ocon was up into P5. He's locked it up and crashed into the wall and got himself no points. Vettel takes himself to P9 in the driver's standings on 33 points. Ocon, no points scored for Aston Martin, but 8 for Alpine. With 6 in the constructors. We stay above Alpha Tauri and Haas. McLaren only on 1 point for the season. Our aim is only P8, so we're smashing that. And Vettel bags himself £1.4 million in bonuses, which is great news for him. So tune in next time. We're going to Silverstone in the UK. Hopefully Ocon doesn't crash last lap and we take home a big haul of points. Cheers for watching.